Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another cutting video to share with you. And as always, I posted a little something on Instagram asking if you had any questions for me, that I was going to be doing one of these videos down the road soon enough. And I have quite a few questions here that I hope to get through. If I don't get through all of them, please note that I will save them like I have before in the past and use them for my first few questions the next time I do another round of chopping. Pardon me, I'm still not feeling 100%, but I'm getting better on the mend. Thank you guys so much for all of your well wishes. It means a lot, and I really do thank you guys for that. What's on my nails? I doesn't have a whole lot of time left on my nails. It's this color here. It is Gelato by Essie. I don't know if you could see that. Gelato. It's a yellow tone green, which is almost not my color. But anyway, moving right along. Okay, so if you guys are new to my channel, this is the cutting. Was clean. It's just really hard to get all the wax off. This is from Sassy Girl Aroma. They sell it also. Rainbow Melt sells theirs as well on their websites. There's some places like vendors that sell the straight. Like this is a straight cutter, and there's the wavy one. I want the wavy one now too for certain types of cuts, but the straight one's also really good for some of the smaller items that we're going to talk about today. But before we cut into anything, I'm going to show you what I'm going to be cutting into. I've got Super Tarts Super Pan, my very first one I've ever purchased. I would have de-stashed, and so it'll be the first time I chop into it too, so we'll see how that does. I have Ramble On Wax. I have a bunch of VCS or Vintage Chic Scents roses, and a couple bigger bunts from Rainbow Melts that I'm going to be chopping up today. So I'm going to introduce you guys the scents. So I have from Super Tarts, it's a Super Pan, the originals, which is crisp spearmint leaves paired with clementine, which is also known as orange. I just want to show you the detail of this. I'm about to chop into this. Look at the fingers and oh my god, the bones and the teeth. Like, it's unfreaking real. Brandy does an amazing job with that. So I'm looking forward to smelling that. I can definitely smell the clementine with the spearmint in the backdrop, which is interesting. Then I have a couple Ramble On melts. This is Tainted Love. And that is described as luscious coconut cream pie, fresh picked strawberries, and sex bomb. Sex bomb being a type from Lush. Another Ramble On wax, I purchased these in de-stashes, is Whistling Dixie. This is described as warm, chewy sugar cookies, Macintosh apples, lemon and vanilla icing. Then we have a few Vintage Chic Scent roses. I have Cranberry Strawberry Pomegranate, and it's got green on the bottom, purple on top. All pink in color, we have Beach Bombshell, which is bright citrus, coconut, lotion, and sea salt. Another two-toned, purchases from my friend Sarah in a de-stash. Life is a Cabaret, acai, grapefruit, and cotton candy. And I Feel Pretty, which is pink sugar, strawberry, watermelon. And the last two I have are from Rainbow Melts, from, I guess, one of them, no, they were both gifted to me by, actually, Miami Fizz was gifted to me by Crystal herself from Rainbow Melts, and the berry bundt cake was gifted to me as a random act of kindness. So this is the berry bundt cake, and it's described as fresh baked cake with berries, almonds, orange zest, and a dash of spice. And the last one, which is kind of out of frame right now, but I'll put it into frame obviously, is this one, which is amazing. Miami Fizz, mango papaya, pineapple slices, and fizzy pop. And this was added to her fizzy pop sampler that Crystal just did most recently on her Facebook page. So, wow, where to start? Okay, well, first of all, thanks again for answering questions, guys. Always fun for me to answer your questions. So here we go. We're going to try to just dive into some of these. So the very first question I have is from 3mmily_. What is your all-time favorite scent or blend at the moment, and something that is a go-to when you don't know what to melt? Hers is Rose Girl's Raspberry Pomegranate Watermelon Smoothie. Well, I can't say just one, because I love so much, but the Bathing Gardens Winter Palace is my absolute favorite, like, in that genre of things. It's sweet, like a sweet lavender and so on. But also Zate Bath's Lavender Soda, what little I have from my friend Sarah, she gifted to me, is absolutely amazing. So I'd say that one as well. I'm just going to list up a bunch. And then Chicago Outfit is the thing that started it for me for the fizzy. So Chicago Outfit from Vintage Chic Scents is, it is blackberry, ginger ale, and mango. But since then, people like Crystal at Rainbow Melts, she's tried her hand at her own blend of that, and it smells absolutely amazing. She's gifted me a sample of that, and it's wonderful, and I have shared that with a couple friends, so I really enjoy that. Basically, those would be, if I could have those three forever, I think that almost answers the question I have down the road. But anyway, those three are definitely go-tos for me. I absolutely love it. You can sort of understand my genre. I have favorites for relaxing, which seems to be like a more sweet lavender, but also anything fizzy pop also seems to be very much up my alley. I very much enjoy fizzy. It puts me in such a great mood. Again, if you're new to my channel, fizzy pop is like a soda, like a fizzy soda, ginger ale, that kind of thing. And I find that mixed with pretty much almost anything that I can ever think of, it is absolutely amazing. So yeah, there's that question. I hope I answered your question well. All right, this is cutting, by the way, like butter. Next question is from Anita Dietrich. How are your warmers set up in my house? Like, where are they? And also, does the AC during the summer months affect the scent throw very much for myself? So AC meaning obviously air conditioner, for those of you who don't know. I actually don't have an air conditioner. I live in a basement suite, so I'm really, really thankful, although I have lots of amazing windows. This place is so well insulated that in the summertime, it's actually cooler for me to keep the windows closed. But I do like fresh air in my home, so I do have those windows open quite a bit. So I don't put the melters right in front of the window, but I do actually have a playlist for all the melters I do have. I haven't bought any more. I have a total of 4. I have an 18-watt plug-in, like an 18-watt light bulb plug-in one in my bathroom. That's a Mainstays warmer that I just got at Walmart. Actually got that as a gift. And then I also have a hot plate warmer, and I don't know where it's, I got it at a drugstore called PharmaSafe here in Canada. I have no name on it. I've checked on it. I have no idea. It's a hot plate where it's a warming plate, and then you take the plate off and you can put a whole candle down there and it'll warm from the bottom up. But that plate in there is where I can put the wax. And it's a plug-in, so there's no actual light bulb, is what I'm trying to say. And then here, actually just over here, is a Mainstays warmer from Walmart. And, pardon me, and my Mainstays warmer from Walmart, it's the Owl. I think it's called Hooey or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, and it's a 24-watt light bulb, and that I have in the kitchen. And then, the plate warmer's in my bedroom, I should say, in a smaller room. I think it's like a 10 by 10 room. So then the Hooey here is in my kitchen, which is part of an open space. So I do have my 4th and final warmer, which is my absolute favorite. It's gorgeous. It's Bath and Body Works. Their warmer is absolutely gorgeous. I moved my warmers around. So now the Bath and Body Works one is in my living room, and I have that by a window, but by a window that doesn't open. So that's where my placement is on my warmers. And I hope I answered their questions. And the fact that I don't have an air conditioning unit, but I hope you understand that, I guess what I'm trying to say too is with windows being open, they can also very much affect, how a scent is thrown in your home. So I don't keep any of my warmers near a window. So I hope that makes sense. I hope. Wow, this whole doing more than one thing at once, you think, as a woman, I would know how to do this more often. Do 10 things at one time. I just want to make sure I can answer your questions properly. So that was a Ramble On wax piece there that cut very nicely. Ramble On was the first time I warmed that, and I warmed that for 15 seconds on both sides. And actually, same with the big buns I just did first off from Rainbow Melts. Put 15 seconds on both sides. All right, so I hope I answered your question at least somewhat. Jenna Melts Wax. These are all from Instagram. Sorry, Jenna Melts Wax. She asks, what vendors have you not tried or purchased from that you hope to try this year? I had to write this one down. So it's the Canadian ones. Now I've tried only one of Melts for Mutts, which is Mike. Hi, Mike. I don't know if you're watching, but Mike from Melts for Mutts. It's a Canadian vendor. So the first couple I'm going to mention are Canadian that I think I'd like to try for sure. But Mike's Melts for Mutts. Sorry, from Mike. I'm going to go blah, blah, blah. They're only like 25 minutes away from me, which is absolutely unheard of. I love it. The fact that he's so close. He has on eBay, that's where his site is with all of the information and all of his wax. And also body products and perfume. Now, I don't think we can ship perfumes over the border. I think that because Super Tarts has some perfumes that I want and I can't get because they don't ship over the border. And even if I send it to a friend, they'd still have to send it over the border. And anyway, ooh. Yikes. Anyway, and all of the proceeds, he and his partner, they run like a senior dog rescue. So all the proceeds go to help with the vet bills and that for the senior dog rescue. So it's really cool. And I'm actually going to meet Mike in August. He is doing a big fundraiser with the SPCA in Nanaimo, and I am going to be there. And so I am actually going to have an order. Like I'm going to be making my order 3 weeks prior to when I meet him, because that's when he wanted me to put my order in. And then I'm just going to go there and I'm going to support them by being a part of their day. And I am also obviously going to be buying a lot of his product. So you will see a haul from of Melts for Mutts in the near future. It won't be till August, so around my birthday actually. It's August 19th and August 20th in Nanaimo that they're doing this big fundraiser, which is awesome. And that's Nanaimo, BC, Canada. Anyway, so that's cool. That's who I want to try. Natural Soy is also another Canadian company that I would like to try. So it's a smaller company online. It's pretty expensive, but I really want to try anyway. Like I want to broaden my horizons, and there's not a lot of Canadian vendors out there right now. I really wish there were. It would be nice because, well, most of ours seem to close in the summer, and that becomes very difficult because some of my favorite blends are summertime blends. But anyway, that's just my own thing. Before I go to the next, so the Natural Soy Mandala Melts, which I actually wanted 10% off my next purchase. So my next purchase I want to make from her, I obviously want to make a big one so that way when I get it, I can share it with some friends. So I would like to try Mandala Melts. In the U.S., there's so many, but Sasha Isms, I follow Sasha Isms both on Instagram and on Instagram and on YouTube, and she brought Dapper Dash Hounds. Sounds amazing. A lot of these places don't ship to Canada, so that's the unfortunate. So the three in the U.S. I'd like to try are Bento Wax, Dapper Dash Hounds, and Bonjour Wax. I just see a lot of my brothers and sisters down in the States, wax lovers, like hauling these companies. I'd love to try them. So that's why these D-stashes I do purchase. I mean, I'm trying to buy D-stashes with say like Super Tarts or Vintage Chic scents, but with other items like I've got Wanderberry, the Ramble On wax. I've never tried that before. I'm about to now. Things like that. That's why D-stashes are great, to try all those different vendors. So that would be my answer to that question. Thank you, Jen, very much. Before I go to the next question, I have 4 roses here from Vintage Chic Scents. And as I will tell you right now, as I did before, there's 3 of these top little leaves right here, petals. I'm going to cut the first one right down here, and that's one piece. And then from there, you're going to have the top 2 pieces. That's going to be the big chunk up here. And that just gets split in half. So I get 3 good sized chunks. And this is almost 3 ounces. It's actually, Sarah wrote down 2.8 ounces. It's quite literally a perfect third by cutting it that way. And that is all thanks to watching Sarah, my friend on YouTube and Instagram. She has a channel, obviously, I just mentioned that. So it's Things I Love 86, and she has amazing videos on how to cut, and I take her advice very much. And yeah, and I find that like her way of cutting is this particular kind of rose is awesome. See, and I've said this before in the past. Aha. Did it come apart? When you get these double layers, I find that yeah, see, there you go. I find when I cut these on warm or on cold, when you get double layers, like 2 different tone colors, I tend to not be able to keep the 2 colors together. I don't know what that is, but it is what it is. Whatever. Still melts. All right, so let's go to the next question. So I apologize. Tarisha _613. Am I in a relationship? Well, no, I'm not in a relationship. I'm dating. I mean, I guess I'm sort of seeing somebody, but I'm not like in a relationship. I don't know what that means. I've gone on a couple dates. That's about it. I'd say like not a full-on relationship in the terms of relationship. I've been on a couple dates with this one person, and that's, and that's nice, but they don't live here in town. So, yeah, it makes it more difficult. Oh, this one didn't cut as easily as I was hoping. Oh well, not easily. I'm not that way, but I didn't get a really true third this time, but that's okay. Okay. Steel Diamonds. Do you ever want children? You seem very rooted in your life and very grounded. Well, thank you. I don't know. At this point, it's so funny. When I was in my 20s, I swore I was never going to date anybody with kids when I was in my 20s. And then I reached my 30s. I was like, dang, I'm going to have to find somebody, because most people my age have children already. So I'm totally cool with other people's kids. At this point, I'm going to be 39 next month. I don't have that internal clock that ticks for having my own child. I believe if it happens, it happens, but my big thing is I want to be married. That's my thing. I wanted to be an established family. I have some of my best friends are single moms. I don't know how they do it. I really don't know how they do it, because it's a lot of work, and I don't want to be a single mom. And I guess that's kind of a fear of mine. So, and again, nothing against single moms, because the amount of work you do on your own with child or children is unbelievable and commendable, trust me, and which is why I bow down to you, and I don't think I could ever do it on my own. But until I meet Mr. Right, not Mr. Right now, then we'll see. But I hope that answers your question. Again, it's kind of like all up in the air, but that is my answer. It's funny because I get that asked that of me a lot in my real, like outside of YouTube, because it's very rare that a 39-year-old woman, never married, no kids. I guess I'm an anomaly. Not an anomaly, but there's not too many of us out there, I think, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so Newbury _wax _princess. What made you decide to do YouTube? Well, I've said this before. I've been watching YouTube for like a year prior to going, okay, I'm totally doing this. And I was really contemplating about doing it, like when and how and what I wanted to call it. There was a lot of things that went into that whole decision before I even made my first video. But I think the biggest decision for me was when I joined the fire department in my local town in May, the month of May. I kind of had to stop rowing with my rowing club, which was out of town, because I felt really bad, because as a rower, when you're rowing with a team, you're rowing because you're racing. You're preparing for races upcoming in the summer months and the fall months and so on and so forth for a lot of regattas. And I found myself not being able to make a lot of practices in the same night of my practice of fire hall, which are mandatory. that meant one of my 3-4 practices a week down at the club, at the rowing club, I couldn't make due to practices and commitments at the fire hall. And then of course, if I'm on call, I have, I can't leave town, and I felt so bad for not being able to be there with it for a team that I had to leave my rowing club. And I miss it a lot. I really do. I miss the camaraderie. I miss the sport. I miss being on the ocean. There's nothing like it. But I think because of that, and because of, I'm on call a lot, I felt like this would be the perfect hobby to do on the side where I'm at home. I could still be on call. I could still pause this video, start it over later if my pager goes off. That kind of thing. So when I was already into candles before, I was heavily into candles, but no one knew. And obviously I didn't have a YouTube channel, but my family always kind of laughed at me. I was like, you had a lot of candles. So it wasn't just because of YouTube made me do it. I've been doing it for a long time, but that is the reason why I started YouTube, is because I needed a hobby within something that was a little bit, I was the boss, and I didn't feel like I was letting anyone down, like teammates and such. So that's what I decided. So that was that. We're almost done, you guys. All right, so Julie New 7. Which Canadian wax vendors are my favorites? Well, I've only tried a few. Melts for Mutts, I only got that one little paw. It was in a sample. It was mint chocolate Nanaimo bars. But anyway, from know what a Nanaimo bar is, it's like, it's a huge treat here in Canada. Well, it was actually named out of Nanaimo, where Mike lives, 20 minutes north of me. That was divine, and it threw like crazy. But I'm going to be trying more of his stuff. I've only ever tried, that I know of, the Canadian, it just makes sense candle company, and then Ambrosia Shop. Ambrosia Shop was nice. It wasn't a huge thrower, but they're no longer in business. Due to personal reasons, she had to shut down her shop, and that was it. Makes Sense Candles, I only made one order, and then they shut down for the summer. So it's like, just as you're getting into it, you're like, oh, come on. But I find that with Make Sense Candles, it's hit and miss with me. I feel like they need to add a little bit more oil to their product. And I do understand, I do get that there is a ratio that you can't put too much oil, because it could, pardon me, it could seep out of, the wax itself, like the mold, and into the bag. And that's not what you want. But I find that her throw isn't like the greatest. And at my particular order, I know Ashley, you've said this before on your channel, and you've mentioned on my channel as well. Ashley Pedersen, she's a fellow Canadian YouTuber, wax lover. She ordered 2 different orders from Make Sense Candle Company. And her first order was like mine. She got bags that were really, really thin. Like I'm going to have to rebag them as soon as I get new bags coming to me. And then her next order, the bags were thicker. I made a fairly good size order, and all my bags that I got my double fluted tarts in were really, really thin. So I wasn't really impressed with that. So I don't have a favorite yet. I have a funny feeling that I will have one by the end of 2017 though, because it'll give me some more time to try more product from these companies and from other companies that I've mentioned before. Melts for Mutts, Natural Soy, Mandala Melts, that kind of thing. So I can't really say I have a favorite yet, because I haven't really been there. I haven't been around. Melts, Prims, and More. I've got a sampler bag, but it's all fall scent, so I haven't even melted one yet. I did pull a tangerine one out to melt sometime this summer, but unfortunately you can't get them online. Again, in Canada, it's really hard, because I guess the oils, a lot of the good oils are in the States, and it costs an arm and a leg, or how about a finger and a toe, to purchase. So with that being said, I don't have a favorite yet, but I hope to have a favorite by the end of 2017. Okay, Super Tarts, let's see what you got. I might have to put this in longer. We'll see. Oh, it's gonna be messy. Pardon me. Look at that. Layers. That's super cool. Let's see how messy this gets. Okay, we have a couple more questions. We have a question from, oh, I'm cutting through teeth. Have you ever thought about becoming a Scentsy consultant? And that is a hard no. Nothing against Scentsy consultants. Do not get me wrong. I don't want to get all this flack. I have no time, you guys. I may not have children, and yeah, I don't have kids of my own, but because of that, oh my God, the whole layer came off. The whole layer came off. All right, I see. All right, this is how we're gonna do it, guys. I'm gonna do a pile layer, apparently. We'll try this one here. I don't have time. I work full time in my job that I get paid for. I'm a volunteer firefighter on the side. With being a volunteer firefighter, I'm on so many committees. I'm also on two. One's a Canadian Coster Cancer Tour de Rock fundraising committee. The other is my haunted house committee that we raise money for charity. I have no time, even if I had an extra ounce of time, I couldn't. It's not my thing. I can't go into other people's homes, and I know that's not necessarily the way that it is now, but I can't do it. I already do too much. So I don't mind purchasing wax from vendors and so on and so forth. So I hope that I'm not trying to insult anyone. I'm just saying the real deal there, guys. I do not have time. So no, I've never thought of it, nor would I ever look into it. It's just not my thing. The melter. How is Chicago outfit? And what is a melt in my stash that I would melt for the rest of my life? So, how is Chicago outfit? Chicago outfit is a blend of wax from Vintage Chic Scents that I absolutely love. Sarah got me, Sarah, Things I Love 86, got me totally stuck on it. She sent me some the very first time I ever tried it, was a little bit. And then she sent me a rose, just like what I was cutting up there. It is absolutely beautiful. And the scent notes are blackberry, ginger ale, and mango. Now for me, I don't get much of the mango, but I definitely get the blackberry and the ginger ale. And it was the scent that for me made me feel so happy. Again, the ginger ale just makes you in a happy place. It just puts you there. You can't help it. Oh my God, that's a good little piece, hey? Okay, so with that being said, as far as throw, it threw for me, but again, my own experience and my own opinion with Vintage Chic Scents is that I need to let it cure for quite some time. So thankfully the stuff that I've had, and my friend Ramona gave me this huge bag full of stuff that she cut up for me. It was all Chicago outfit. So she must have gotten some sort of deluxe bag or something like that in the past. It was absolutely beautiful. It throws really, really well. It smells delightful. It is not a scent I can imagine anyone hating. It's not like super overpowering, gonna kill you or anything like that. It's not a summer boardwalk or anything like that. So as far as throw is concerned, I give it like a medium high, but in a most delightful way. And look at this pile. Looks like dead bodies. Well, I mean, I guess it would be because there's all sorts of things in here. Woo, we still gotta cut this. Okay, back on track. So Chicago outfit to me is beautiful. And ever since then, it brought me to the understanding in the world of Fizzy Pops scents. I love anything pretty much mixed with Fizzy Pops. In fact, Crystal over at Rainbow Melts, she just did a Fizzy Pop sampler. She had that Miami, what is it? Was it Miami Fizz that I just cut up, that little orangey colored bunt? She had that as part of the sampler. I love it. So I love it. Chicago outfit, it's a staple. Love, love, love. So I look forward to hopefully getting my hands on more in the future. Hopefully the nearer the future, the better. But I'm hoarding what I do have until I can get some more. Let's put it that way. The top just comes right off. So I'm just gonna cut these. I'm gonna try to move this around so you can actually see it. And And then the other part of your question was what is a melt in my stash that I would melt for the rest of my life? Chicago, again, kind of the answer of the question that I just sort of answered earlier on. There's Winter Palace for when I wanted to be relaxing. There's Lavender Soda by Zate Bath. And Dapper Dash Hounds is one I wanted to try too. Dapper Dash Hounds, apparently, according to Sasha Isms, has a really good lavender soda, but that, of course, is one of the brands I'd like to try eventually from the United States. So that blend, but also too, what was I going to say? Oh my God, my brain, you guys, I'm just starting to eat again. So Chicago Outfit, blah, blah, lavender soda, and there's something else I'm totally missing that I said earlier. Oh, my brain is gone. It'll come to me. I'm going to keep this because look at the tooth. Look at the teeth on it. I don't know, maybe I should keep this one too. That's so funny. Oh my God, this is a piece of a finger. It looks wrong. It kind of looks very wrong, actually. But yeah, so I just love it all. Anything fizzy pop, fizzy soda. Oh yeah, the Chicago Outfit or like blend. So blackberry, mango, ginger ale, lavender soda, which is like a nice sweet lavender and soda. So it's nice and like relaxing, but yet uplifting. And then the Winter Palace by Bathing Garden. Those are the three of my tops. Like I really love those. And I would be really saddened if they would stop making it. I'm just going to keep this one the way it is. Oh, that's tempting to keep that way. But I'm going to cut you in half. I'm cutting up a skull. Funny how that works. But yeah, so I hope that answered your questions, you guys. I may be a little bit scattered more than normal. I know I'm normally scattered anyway, but I'm not feeling the greatest. So I am getting better. I'm on the mend. Again, thank you guys so much for all of your thoughts and the get wells and everything. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, things are looking up and things are getting better. So yeah, wow. That loaf looks kind of funny now. Look at this whole big loaf. But it smells amazing. This is that what is it? Clementine and crisp spearmint leaves. This is actually a really nice blend. I can barely smell, but I'll tell you right now, I get clementine first, which is like obviously it's in like an orange. So, but I'm loving these like little shapes, like teeth. Finger. I love this. Oh, it's little thing like that. Oh no, it's awesome. So I'm now rambling and I don't know what else I'm doing. I was playing with my wax apparently. All right, you guys, and as always, thank you so much for all the love that you have given me over all this time. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for all of your support. And as always, you guys, be safe and have fun.